Hi, this is Shermie Cadabona. I'm the integrative acupuncturist at Sutter Health Institute for Health and Healing. Thanks for joining me today. Today is our third in our series of 5 YouTube videos for Qigong movement to boost energy. The focus of this series is to talk about the 3 organs, the lungs, the spleen, and the kidneys, and how they their roles in creating chi or moving chi throughout the body to help give you energy. Today's focus is on the spleen, and so let's talk a little bit about the spleen here from a Chinese medicine point of view. So what you're seeing here is a diagram of the spleen, the pathway of the spleen meridian. It actually starts at the foot, at the first toe, and it moves up the inner leg, up through the abdomen to the chest, and finally to the flank. So what I really would like to focus on here, as we move to the next slide, are the functions of the spleen. So in Chinese medicine, the spleen is super important, and really what it has the primary function of creating chi. I like to call it the chi factory for the body. So it creates energy for your body to work from. And how does it do that? Well, it takes food that we take in and drink, and it combines it to create chi. So basically it takes food chi, and then with the help of the lungs, the air chi, it combines that together to create what we call gathering chi, which goes to the chest. The spleen is also a partner of the stomach. So in Chinese medicine, we say that the spleen and stomach are yin and yang organs. It's a yin and yang pair. The spleen is the yin part of the pair. The stomach is the yang part of the pair. So the spleen actually assists the stomach by transforming and transporting food essences through the body. So the food chi that I mentioned earlier is the basis for production of both chi and of blood in the body. I won't get into too much of that since our focus is on chi today. But anyway, going back to this slide that you're seeing, the spleen functions listed are, there's quite a few. There's actually a few that aren't listed here, but again, we don't have the time to go into each of these functions, but I really wanted to let you know that from a Chinese medicine point of view, the functions of the spleen are very different than what we would think of in Western medicine. So just another way to show you that Chinese medicine is just a different way of looking at the body. So basically, the getting back to the spleen's functions, so two really important functions. One is that it creates chi for the body as the chi factory. And then secondly, with partnered with the stomach, the spleen is also an organ of digestion. So 2 very important things that are important to your overall energy. So from here, let's get on to the exercise. So I'm going to move a little bit here. All right. So in our last segment, I was talking about the lungs, and the exercise itself for the lungs traced the pathway of the lung meridian. In today's exercise, we're not going to be tracing the path of the spleen pathway, but what we're going to do is actually tap into the directions of spleen and stomach energy. So from Chinese medicine principles, we know that spleen chi goes up, it ascends. The chi of the stomach descends, so they're in opposing directions. So chi in general can go up, it can go down, or it can go outwards and expand and contract. So today we're going to talk about the spleen and stomach and basically chi ascending and descending. The direction of chi is really important to digestion because everything needs to be moving in the right direction for proper function. So one of the ways to just to describe something that's not going in the right direction, for instance, would be burping. And in Chinese medicine, burping is a sign of what we would call rebellious chi. Burping comes from the stomach. That chi should be descending, but with burping, it's going up. It's rebellious and going the wrong way. So that's just a little look at how we look at things here. So getting to the exercise today, what I like to do is just break down the motions bit by bit, and then we'll, build on that and do the entire exercise. So again, the exercise has to do with the direction of chi of the spleen and stomach. So we'll start here in our usual starting position with your hands just below the navel. And then to start, put your left hand on the bottom, your right hand on top, as if you were holding a ball. In fact, you can pause here before you start and maybe start to feel a little bit of energy, a little tingling between your palms. If you move your hands up and down this way, you might be able to feel that energy between your hands a little bit better. Okay, so for this movement, imagine that you are holding a ball in the palm of the bottom hand. So you've got a ball here. And then basically your hands are going to go in opposite directions, like so. And you're going to carry that ball until it is up above your head, like so. Okay? Then we're going to come back down. Don't drop the ball yet. Bring your other hand down, and then you're going to switch. Pass that ball to your opposite hand, and then that hand's going to go all the way up. Okay? Again, the ball should be in your right hand, and then as it comes in front of you, drop it to your left hand, and your hands switch directions like so. Okay? So that's the basic motion. And hands are just contracting toward the center of the body here, and then expanding, extending all the way out. There we go. Okay. Now, for the breathing for that part, you want to inhale on the contraction part of the movement and exhale as you expand. Okay? So if we were starting here on the very first movement, from this direction, or from this position, from this position, start with an inhale. And as you move that left hand up, you exhale. So at this point, at the very end of your extension, that should be the end of your breath, the end of your exhale. And at the end of this extension, your palm of your left hand should be pointed toward the ceiling, and the palm of your other hand would be pointed toward the floor. And then when you switch, This is when you start to inhale. And exhale here. And here's the end of your exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, inhale. And exhale like so. All right? So that's the basic motion of this exercise. Again, we're tapping into regulating and nourishing the chi so that it flows in the correct directions that it's supposed to. Okay, so if we were to do this as a standalone exercise, just concentrating on the spleen or the spleen and stomach, then we would start like we had before with our 3 cleansing breaths, you can call them, or the motion of gathering or drawing from the earth and then bringing down energy from the heavens. Okay, so that's a little review from last time. Okay, so again, we start from our starting position. Right here, hands are just below the navel. And again, whichever position is more comfortable, there are traditional ways where they say females, left hand on the inside, right hand on the outside, and opposite for males. I say whatever's more comfortable. Seems to do the trick for most people. Okay, so here we are. So just take a moment to settle into that position. Okay. And then we'll start with 3 repetitions of drawing from the earth and gathering, pulling down from the heavens. Okay. So here we go. All right. Inhale. Draw up from the earth. And exhale. Send that chi all the way down through the bottom of your feet. Okay. Here's number 2. Exhale. And one more time on that motion. Inhale here. And exhale all the way down, sending the chi through the bottom of your feet. Come back to our starting position. Okay. Now let's start the position for the spleen. Left hand on the bottom to start. All right. Inhale. And exhale as you extend your arms. Inhale. Pass that ball to the other hand. And exhale as you extend. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more round. Inhale. Exhale. And one last time. Good. Come back to your starting position. Hold the ball. And then Come back to your center. And we finish with the 3 breaths. Up from the earth, pull down from the heavens, send it all the way to the bottom of your feet. One more. And that's how we end. Okay, so that's a pretty straightforward exercise. It's very simple, but the benefits are going to be tremendous for you, just because the spleen, like I said, it plays such an important role in creating chi for the body and moving it and making sure digestion is doing what it's supposed to do. And there's even a school of thought within Chinese medicine. That's the earth school. The spleen and stomach are associated with the earth element. And so the earth school says no matter what the health condition is, no matter what the imbalance is, start with treating the spleen and stomach. And that speaks to, number one, the importance of the spleen and stomach in the center of the body, and also how everything else is interrelated. All our other organs, from a Chinese medicine point of view, are interrelated. So if you strengthen one organ or, that family of organs in the spleen and stomach, then benefits will happen, and it just kind of follows through as your chi flows through the rest of the body, organ by organ. So that's kind of a very brief explanation there. And I hope you enjoyed today's session on spleen and building your chi for the spleen. And in our next segment, we'll talk about the kidneys, and I'll show you another exercise for that. That's all I have for you today, so enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.